What's up, divas, and what's up, divos? It's your girl April, and it is time for Real Talk Diva time. So as you guys know, I've always done Real Talk Diva on my prior channel, so I thought it was time to bring it back. This is actually going to be the second Real Talk Diva episode on my new channel, Miss Muffin Is My Lovers. So thank you all for joining and staying tuned. So if you're interested in posting comments regarding the situation, you can do so at the bottom. Just be a little nice about your comments. We really don't want any bad language projected towards the person who has actually sent me the information. If you do want to have a Real Talk Diva episode about your situation or your life, then by all means you can email me at MuffinIsMyLovers2012@gmail.com, and I'll post that information below as well, and you can go ahead and put in the subject line Real Talk Diva, so that way I can get right back to you as soon as possible. So as for the last Real Talk Diva, it was a great topic. It was about, are you wifey material? This topic is a little bit something different, but it's also great. So opinions are always welcome. Your suggestions and opinions are always welcome. So as you guys know, I'm here in Arizona now. I do miss the East Coast, and I'm just going to start off with that. I did share some of my information in the last prior video that I am going to have another grandchild, which will be grandson number 2, also due in January as my first grandson. And my family, which is my son, his girlfriend, and his son, will be coming here at the end of October to live with me until they find their own place here in Arizona. So I'm super excited about that. As for me and my husband, we are still together. For those of you who have been asking, we are still together. He has had his issues with jail. So I let him do his thing in jail, do his time, and me, I kind of like moved across the country just to get a fresh new start. So yes, we are still together, and he is actually out, and he will be home sooner or later. So for this topic, I'm going to call this diva Kelsey, only because I don't like to give out the person's username, email address, or name, even though you probably would never know who it was. But it's always just fun to make a name up, so that way we can address this person as Kelsey. So I'm going to be reading her email right here off my phone, so that way you all can get the gist, the idea of what's going on, and we can go ahead and, you know, let her know. So Kelsey writes, in order for you to understand my question, I have to tell you a bit of a story. Okay, sorry for the length. I'm in college, and this guy and I have been knowing each other since freshman year of high school. It's sort of a cliche to say this, but we just didn't hang out around the same type of people. College comes around, and he lives in the same dorm as my sister. Sees me on his way out, messages me saying he didn't know I went there, meaning he didn't know she attended college where he was at. She said I didn't, and so on and so forth. We began talking again. Nothing was serious until that summer, and I just stopped talking to him. Then after some things went down a year later, I'm living with my sister in her apartment, out there by the college, of course, and he sees me talking to people headed back home on the campus bus, and goes about the same route as before. And this time he wanted to talk about me and tell him what was going on and why I hadn't told him I've been here for nearly a month. And it was nice, and he was nice, and he was and still is a real gentleman who is completely infatuated with me. But I don't know how I feel nearly 3.5 years later, that we just can't seem to make time for each other. But he always claims to miss me and is focused on graduating from college. And I should be happy for him, but I find myself neglected, even though we haven't began a relationship, because I kept saying I wasn't ready. My question is this: what should I do? Am I worried about nothing? Thank you so much in advance. So Kelsey basically is kind of interested in this guy. She is interested in him, and I'm paying you guys attention, but I'm just looking it over. She's interested in him, but I think it has a lot to do with he can't give her the time that she needs. So basically, Kelsey, you even said yourself that he's a perfect gentleman and he's a good guy. Number one key, he's a perfect gentleman. Second main factor is, like you said, he's focused on graduating. Who doesn't want a smart man that's well educated and could get himself a good job and is a gentleman? Seriously? You don't find too many of those out there, and it really doesn't matter what color or race they are. You really don't find too many of those. And when you do, I would say snag them up real quick before somebody else does. You're not worried about anything, but my thing is this with you, Kelsey. It seems like you're just worried about him spending time with you. You know what I mean? And yeah, we all do like time to be spent with our man, our boyfriend, our significant other. Who doesn't? Me personally, I would rather you spend time with me than spend money on me, because time is important. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really important to spend time in a relationship. However, it's not that he's neglecting you and he doesn't want to spend the time with you. It's that he's trying to focus, like you said, on graduating. Who knows what he's going to become in life, but it's a really nice thing to have someone that's well educated with a good job. Yeah, maybe he can't be around you like that, like you would want him to be around you every day, every single day. But that shit gets real tiring when someone is sitting around you all day, every day. And then you get tired of them. I'd rather have someone that's around me enough of the time, who's well educated and is a gentleman and has a good job, than somebody that's broke and is a dumbass sitting around me all the time. I don't know about you, Kelsey, or anybody else, but basically, it ain't worth a dummy sitting around you all day. Like, you know, we all have our faults and our flaws. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying my husband is perfect. He's not a college-bound student. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go to Harvard or any of those high-end colleges. You know what I'm saying? His college was prison, okay? And that's just who he is. And that's just how it is with him. You know, I care for him, and that's just who he is. However, for my kids, I would want them to find a man, a gentleman that is well educated and can provide for them and you. You know what I'm saying? You don't really want someone that's just sitting around, hanging around all the time. Yeah, Kelsey, it's cool. It's all good. But if he's infatuated with you and he is so interested in you, and like you said, he is a great guy and he is going to school, what's the problem? Sometimes you got to sacrifice in life to get ahead and get where you want. Life is all about a sacrifice, and that's what the word life is. You know what I mean? I tell my kids this all the time. The word life means sacrifice. You got to do a lot of shit and put up with a lot of bullshit in life. Excuse my language, but this is real talk. You got to do a lot of shit and put up with a whole lot of bullshit to get ahead in life and to get to where you want. And going to school is one of them. You can't spend 24 hours a day with somebody. Sometimes you can't even see that person on an everyday basis. You might have to not be able to see them until on the weekends. You know what I mean? It's a sacrifice, but that all pays off in the end. It's not like men are knocking on the door these days that got an education and a good job and a gentleman. You might get one or two of them that got one of those good qualities, but sometimes behind everyone there's a hidden agenda, or there's a flaw that might be like this horrible ass flaw that you really just don't want to deal with. So me personally, I think that you have yourself a good catch. You just need to be patient. Yeah, who don't want to spend time with their man or someone that they really like? You guys have been knowing each other and been talking to each other back and forth, on and off. And this guy is still interested in you. So if he's still interested in you, then that must mean something. Normally, not normally, but sometimes in life, if you're not showing an interest, they will move on to the next. And that goes with a girl and a guy. If I'm showing you interest, but you're not giving me that feedback, I'm not going to keep haggling you to fuck with me. I'm going to just move on to the next. And then it's going to be your loss. Not saying it's your loss, but you never know. He could be the greatest guy in the world for you. You know what I'm saying? There's always somebody out there for somebody. But you, Kelsey, you need to be real patient. Okay, seriously, you need to be really, really patient. You know, spend the weekend with him. Talk to him. See why he likes you so much. Since he wanted to talk about you, he wanted to hear about you. Normally when you're talking with somebody, it's all about themselves. They want to talk to you about what the hell they're doing or what they've been up to or what their life is all about. Yeah, that's all good and dandy. Like to hear about it, but can I cut in on the conversation and get a little me time and tell you what I've been up to? But no, it doesn't really work like that sometimes. But this guy right here, we're just going to call him Tom. Tom wants to know what you've been up to. What's going on with you? Why haven't you gotten in touch with him? That right there, I don't know about you, Kelsey, but if a guy was like that with me, and well, I do have one like that with me, which is my husband. However, but if I were in your shoes, I would give him a chance. You're never going to find out until you give him a chance. You don't want to say should have, would have, and could have, and then you see him later on in life, and then you wish you could have or would have, and then it's too late. Life is all about chances, and life is all about sacrifices. You got to do both of those things to get ahead, and you got to do both of those things to see where it's going to end up. like me here, to be with you, to be honest. I never lived on the West Coast. Damn, I never even visited the West Coast, you know what I'm saying, until I decided to move here when I came to look at my house and I flew out here. Yeah, it was all nice, and don't get me wrong, I love it. Great big house, everything. Weather is nice all year round, you know. But do I want to live here for the rest of my life on the West Coast? No, not really, because I miss my friend, my bestie. I miss my father. I miss my mother. And, of course, I do miss my son and my grandson and his girlfriend, but they'll be here. But still, I miss my family, my brothers, my siblings. I miss the seasons. When I say seasons, I miss the cold and the non-cold and the hot and the semi-hot. You know what I'm saying? I miss that. So, no, I'm not going to live here for the rest of my life. And some people might say, well, damn, you moved that far to move back. Yeah, it's all about a chance. You can't knock something until you try it. When you try it, then you can say I don't like it or not and it wasn't meant for me. I wouldn't want to sit on the East Coast for the rest of my life and be like, damn, what is Arizona really like? Because I always wanted to move here, you know? But I'm not saying it's for me. It is nice here, and it might be for me, but it ain't for me 100%. And why stay somewhere where you're not totally happy? So, yeah, my time will be very limited here, and then I will go back to the East Coast. And I'm not going to say that it was a waste of time coming here, because it wasn't. It gave me the opportunity to see what life was like on this side of the world. And it gave me the opportunity to venture out. And it also gave me the opportunity to say whether I liked it or not, or was it for me. So what I'm trying to get you to understand, Kelsey, is you can't knock him until you try him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he might not be able to give you all the time you want. And how you know that he doesn't feel that way? Maybe he does want to spend all the time in the world with you, but he really can't because he's focused on school. And I'd rather have a smart one than a dumb one any given day. And yeah, that time might not be granted right now, but later on in the long run, it will be. And it'll be so worth the wait. You just got to sacrifice things. It's all about a sacrifice. That's just my take on it. So if you ladies have any suggestions for Kelsey, leave your opinions below. You know, Tom is a great guy. He's focused on school. But her thing is, you know, the time. He really can't feel, she really don't know, or she doesn't know, rather, if she likes him or wants to be with him like that because she feels neglected because of the time. It's not a neglect. A neglect is when the nigga is running the streets every day, all day, ain't doing shit with his time or his life, and he ain't spending it with you neither. That's what a neglect is. This dude is going to school and making something himself. So it ain't about a neglect. And if he want to talk to you and hear about you, and you keep seeing him on the campus bus, then that must mean he about something. Like I said, you can't find them like that because they don't roll in packs, a lot of them, okay? So be happy and be grateful, because this one right here, I'm pretty sure that he's feeling you. And I'm pretty sure, Kelsey, you are feeling him too. You just feeling a sense of neglect. And there's no reason to feel like that. So, yes, you are a little bit too worried. I wouldn't be like that. It's all about sacrifice. And trust me, girlfriend, you do not want to hang around a dude or a man all day long. That shit is all good in the beginning. But then after a while, they start working your last nerve. And you need some me time and some my space. Okay? Like, look, back up off me a little bit, because you be around a little bit too much. Yeah. It wears thin after a while, trust me, it just does. But a relationship is built on sacrifices and building together. So give him a chance, for real. And on that note, I will be back real soon with the next Real Talk Diva topic, which I have right here on my phone that I was sent. And let me know what y'all think of this video, or rather let Kelsey know what you think by leaving your comments below. And you'll find my email address and information below as well, where you can hit me up and we can talk Real Talk Diva time. Okay? Stay Diva and Divalicious.